Welcome back to the land of K's, P's, flops, frames, and HDRs. Welcome to PSVG's Game Tech. It is I, the self-appointed tech guru, Dat Ninja Dev, and with me, as usual, is the master of the deal, the eater of the hype, Mr. Donnie Reese. How are you feeling this morning?
Better. This is better than Shaq. I'm getting better, but not out of the woods yet. It's early. That's the problem.
Early for you.
Yeah, early's not good for me. It's not good for me normally, but it's not good for me during the flu. Like I need a few hours and then I kind of get going. But I'm here.
I can imagine, and we're glad that you were able to get up and roll out of bed and have your tea and make it here. So thank you. Also joining us is the JRPG master, the true play in Nintendo, Mr. Bland Explosion Garrett. How are you today?
I'm doing good. You know what? I was playing Donnie's most excited JRPG of all time this morning. It was Telluriza.
What?
Or as he would call it, terrorizing.
What?
So, it's good stuff, man.
Just makes up shit. This is ridiculous.
I'm doing very well.
Hey, I hear that game handle is free, by the way. If you'd like to assume playing Nintendo, you could do that.
Yeah, yeah, maybe.
It's a hot name.
That's
I
true.
think you should just take it and run it into the ground.
It's fine by me. I don't know why you would want to do that. I mean, I already have a different name.
You know what's funny? In the Discord, when I'm trying to at you, I'll start typing playing Nintendo, and I'm like, oh, wait, that doesn't exist anymore.
My favorite thing was
I did that
Justin.
once too.
Justin started shaming people for changing their names. When Justin, for like 3 years, was Closet Gamer and then just changed it to Justin, I was like, okay, Closet Gamer.
You're right.
But yeah, every time anybody does that, I do the same thing. Yeah, so you don't want to change your name often because then it gets annoying.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's like Xbox. Like you get one freebie, and then after that, you should have to pay or something. You
right.
So you already made one mistake.
Right.
Oh, man. Closet Gamer. That's definitely a mistake for a name. That's awful. Awful.
It's like you're closed off. You're self-isolated. Like
what are you doing?
You Harry Potter up in here? Like...
Oh, well, welcome, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me on this episode 6. We are this close to getting these new consoles up. So excited.
It's very
The
exciting.
future is almost here. Almost here. So, our first segment, as always, anybody get anything new? Any new tech?
No?
I'm still waiting for my Retroid Pocket come out. It's supposed to ship September 25th, but they haven't given me an email.
So you stuck with that?
Oh, I'm for sure stuck with it. It looked really cool. And it's like $90. I really wanted to try out a handheld ROM Pocket thing. I never had one before. And looking at comparison videos, I know you had that other handheld showing off in the Discord, and Romaine or Nick, he said he had one. And he's like, I can't wait for my Retroid Pocket though, or like I would rather get that.
Nice.
So I'm pretty excited for that. But I've tried out I had a Fire Kindle, and I've had it for a while, like since last year.
It's like everybody has one. They don't know how they got it, but everybody's got one.
Exactly. And then so I normally use it for reading comic books or whatever, reading books in general. And it's like, wait, you can sideload Google Play, get xCloud in there, and try it out. So I tried it out a little bit when I was at home. With a strong internet connection, it's okay. It's okay, response-wise. I wouldn't play Doom on there at all. I would probably play turn-based games. Minecraft Dungeons was a little struggling too. When I got over to my girlfriend's place, it was like, no, it ain't happening. Not a strong enough internet connection. So, but yeah, that's what I've been dabbling with tech-wise.
Nice. Yeah. I'm just waiting on monitors and new consoles. That's about it. I got nothing else going on right now. I'm amazed you haven't picked up something by mistake from some trade of something ridiculous, Donnie.
I got another PlayStation 4.
Oh, that's true. Right. That's right.
Is it PS4 or PS4 Pro?
It's a Pro.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I sold my early edition like 3 days before they announced that all those PlayStation 5 games are coming to PlayStation 4. And I was like, well, I probably should have held on to that a little longer then. So I did. I mean, I got a sweet deal on the flip. I sold the early edition for almost $500. I got a Pro for $200. So I just put really another Pro upstairs and put Fall Guys on it and PT, and I'll do that until Little Big Planet comes out and Miles Morales.
Nice.
Little Big Planet. It's not. There's no Little Big Planet. Stop.
It is Little
Sackboy's
Big Planet.
Adventure.
That's what it's called.
Sackboy's Adventure. There's
Sack
no
of Death.
creating. You're just doing a little 3D platformer.
I haven't played those.
I love Little Big Planet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for real. I've always loved those games, and I was Little Big Planet 3 wasn't my favorite, but I still played it a bunch. Mm-hmm. I was a little upset to see like it kind of just died after Little Big Planet 3, like we didn't have. So I was thinking that Sackboy would be, in a way, kind of PlayStation's attempt at like a Kirby or a Mario character. Mm-hmm. It seems like they're trying to continue that, but it seems like they're trying to make the migration to Astrobot instead of Sackboy.
Right.
But like on PlayStation 3, we had Little Big Planet karting, which was a blast. I love that game. And then we had the actual platformers, and I was kind of hoping that we would see, Sackboy golf, Sackboy, tennis, Sackboy karting, Sackboy the platformer. I was kind of hoping we would get this kind of semi-annual installment, and they came out with Little Big Planet 3 and then just stopped. It's kind of like Infamous. It was like, hey, here you go. Never going to do this again. So I was really, really excited to see, and it's not PlayStation doing this one. It's Sumo.
It's Sumo. It's the same people who made the Little Big Planet 3. So it's the same guys.
So it just seems like, I don't know, they probably don't. I mean, I may be reading the tea leaves wrong. It doesn't seem like they're interested in Sackboy or Little Big Planet. Like they just kind of do it, it's kind of like Knack. Like let's just get something on the platform. But I really like those games, and I really like the character. So I definitely was not going to not play it. So that was worth getting a PlayStation, just so we can do that in Miles Morales and Horizon. And then we'll either get rid of it or keep it. The plan is, I got the PlayStation 4 Pro to go up on the upstairs TV, because up there we don't currently have a Blu-ray player. And that frees me up to then sell the Cyberpunk Xbox when we get the new Xbox, and then I'll use that to get the S. So when all is said and done, we'll have the Series X with the Blu-ray, the PlayStation 4 Pro with the Blu-ray, and the Series S for Jack and the kids to play upstairs. So
I see the PS4 getting sold in January and then rebought when Horizon comes.
I would have to replace it with a Blu-ray. I don't have another Blu-ray to have it.
So get a real Blu-ray player. Get an actual.
I'm not going to get a
player.
Blu-ray player.
Like, just stop it. Who
buys
never play
Blu-ray
Blu-rays.
Players?
I have no idea.
Right.
And the fact that you're so hell-bent on having one
If
confuses me. I ain't put a disc in a system to watch a movie.
I've got a ton
of
Blu-rays, man. You see my shelf.
That's unfortunate. You need to convert that shit to digital.
No.
It's digital, baby.
No. You can't put digital on the wall. You can't have a collection, and they don't look as good next to your Funko Pops and stuff. No, can't do it.
You can print that stuff up.
No, that's ridiculous.
You can make it happen.
I don't even have a printer. Don't even have a printer.
I didn't say you had to have a printer.
Get out of here with this. You keep trying. It's not happening. Keep trying. It's not happening.
I mean, you're using a whack PS4 Blu-ray player? That's just wrong.
It plays Blu-rays.
You can watch movies.
Yeah, it works.
Barely.
It's playable.
Barely. It's going to be loud. You got to turn the sound all the way up because that thing, God.
Hey, you act like I don't turn the sound already up anyway.
Is it true? You are deaf. Well, welcome back to the world of PlayStation, I guess, for your Little Big Planets or whatever garbage you're going to play.
Thank you.
You going to get Crash too?
Maybe. People really like Crash.
I'll get Crash on Xbox.
I've heard that Crash was great. Like, all the reception about it is great. But I've also heard that if you never liked Crash, you also still probably won't like this one.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to take about
that. I'm in that boat. I'm definitely in that boat, but I don't like.
I have always hated Crash. I have a platform. I have like a vendetta against. I have an axe to grind against Crash Bandicoot. I really do. And I say this as somebody who loves Crash Team Racing, one of my favorites. But the Crash Bandicoot,
Team Racing is awesome.
Crash 1, 2, and 3. I swear, some of the most overrated games I've ever played in my entire life. I don't get the love. I don't think they control well. I don't think they're super fun to play. But millions of people out there are wax nostalgic for them. I never will. Every time that rumor comes up in Smash, let's put Crash in Smash. No.
Don't do it.
Don't do that. Keep them out of there.
I only played Crash 1 on the PS1. And again, like, I didn't have a save memory card, so I only played, like, the first level, the first 2 levels. So that's the only recollection I have.
That's all you need.
That's all I need.
That's all you need to know that it wasn't worth.
But
it was
yeah,
not like
Crash Team
Spyro.
Racing.
Spyro was awesome.
Spyro was pretty good.
But Crash, man, I hated the old Crash platformers. Now, Crash Team Racing, great. But the new one looks good. Seth says it's good. Like, people like it.
It's a step up, for sure.
That's what everybody says. So I'm down to try it, Devin.
Enjoy.
Don't. See,
you know how I feel about platformers. I hate them all.
If I hadn't played Crash 1, 2, and 3, then I wouldn't hate. But I played them so that I hate them. So the difference is you don't play them and you hate them.
I've played Crash, and I never liked Crash. I've never understood the love for Crash.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Not a fan at all. All right. Well, let's get into some news, because we had some things happen in the world of tech. So, I don't know if you know this, but Amazon has decided to throw their giant hat in the ring of streaming.
Wait, what?
Come out with Amazon Luna, their streaming platform. I mean, there was all of this rumor, conjecture about, Amazon is creating a game system. They're doing all this, and this is what they've come out with. They've decided to go the Stadia route.
Sounds like a
as we all know,
pill.
I think isn't there something called sleeping pill? Oh man,
pretty darn close to it. Some type of medication.
Yeah. We all know that streaming is the future, so it makes sense for them to go this way. I mean, it is kind of them trying to fast forward and be like, all right, we don't need a box. We've got, AWS, we've got our servers, we've got our server farm, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into the streaming realm and try to fix all of Stadia's errors, is what it really feels like to me. So it was announced on September 24th. It's currently in early access where you have to actually, request access and be granted it. It's just like an invitation only thing. It's $5.99 a month for the service. And unlike Stadia, it's more like Netflix. It just has a catalog of games you can play with. And then they're coming with channels. So we know Ubisoft will have its own channel where you subscribe to that. They haven't announced pricing for that. If you subscribe to that, you'll be able to play all their games. I'm assuming it's something akin to Uplay Plus or whatnot. But looks like it might be a good thing. I feel like they are probably in a better position to actually support this and pay attention to consumers than Google is, because Google has seemed to just cast Stadia aside since it's not even supported by their new Chromecast. Like, what the heck?
What are they doing?
It's coming later.
Next year.
Do you remember the pyramid episodes on The Office? When they're doing the pyramid tablets?
Oh, yes.
The power of the pyramid.
Pyramid, yeah.
Remember he's doing that. He does that like tech briefing and he's like, USB 3.0 isn't on it, but it's coming next year. And he does it a part of the pitch. That's what the Chromecast thing reminded me of. They're like, Stadia's not here now, but it will be. It's like, what are you doing?
I don't understand that move at all.
The Stadia subreddit is on fire.
Oh, really?
Like this,
from this
not just from this. This guy, like last week, it could be a girl. I think it's a guy, but I don't know. I don't follow it that close. But I saw several blogs pick it up. He wrote like a manifesto, like a 12-paragraph like breakup with Stadia, and it wasn't that. It wasn't like I'm leaving. They actually have had a big issue with folks like I'm leaving Stadia, and they write like all the reasons why. That's been like a trend that they've had. But this person just wrote like 12 paragraphs of all the things that Google really needs to be doing better. And like all the blogs and like YouTubers have started to cover it and all that. It's just kind of sad. I want to say things. I just want to say first, like I'm not actively calling out Chase although Chase does kind of retweet and I see a lot of the things from him. But like that Stadia community is so thirsty to be relevant, to be taken seriously, and they are not. And they're so far from doing so. And it's they cling to any sort of news or hope that gives them like some legroom. Eddie over there retweeted something that I saw the other day that I responded to. Somebody was actually making the claim like, come over to Stadia where we have 80 games. You don't have to worry about storage or SSD expansions or anything like that. Like one, I was like, that feels rather tone deaf. Everybody can't get a pre-order. Like everybody's ready to buy these as fast as possible. So I don't, it's that thing with Stadia that we were talking about at the inauguration of this show where it was like, are people ready to give it all up and just go like, I don't think people are. People like hardware. Like that's a thing. People like it. So that felt a little tone deaf. And then my response was only 80?
Yeah, only 80 games.
It's just 80 games.
Do you have to buy separately?
Donnie has that on a flash drive in a drawer somewhere.
My SNES Mini has over 80 games. And I don't mean to like take shots at them. I understand like they really like what they're doing. Like they like their thing. They're bought in. They're all in. I wish Stadia was giving them more reasons to trumpet the system. They're not.
Right.
One of the things in the manifesto that came up that I read that I forgot all about, because I haven't looked or thought of Stadia in 6 months or 8 months. You realize their store still doesn't have a search option?
Oh my God.
Really?
There's no like search bar.
See, you got all these people writing these I'm leaving Stadia because and Google left Stadia. That's who left Stadia. Google left Stadia.
It kind of feels like that.
I have a friend who was who works for Google. I believe he's a program manager for like Google Play. And so he had a large hand in their little showcase they put on. And I asked him, I was like, what are y'all doing with Stadia? Like how did you guys not include that? Like, what's the deal with that? He's like, yeah, it's not now, but coming soon. And then he's like, it's the perfect thing for, the casual gamer, but hardcore gamers, not really. I'm like, you don't even believe in your own product.
So
you guys really don't care about gaming at all.
My take on it after the few months was that they just want to be there.
Yeah. They just want to exist.
They just want to be an option. They are just an option. They're happy to be an option. They are using stuff they already have to make a product to new customers. And that's it. Getting back to the Amazon Luna news. One, Luna's doing it better, right? They've got the Game Pass model.
Straight out of the gate.
Right. So it's $5 and you get all the games, or $6, you get all these games. That's great. Does it hurt Stadia a lot to know that the Uplay Plus is coming to another service? I think so.
I think so, especially when it still hasn't. Has it even come to Stadia?
It hasn't come to Stadia.
It has not.
We don't know what it will.
Not.
We don't know what it'll consist of. My thing with the Uplay Plus on Stadia was there's only like 10 Uplay or Ubisoft games on Stadia. Like Uplay Plus has hundreds and hundreds of games. Like, how are they all going to be there, or just these 10? Because if it's just these 10, I care much less. I want Uplay. I want the whole thing. So I'm still interested in wondering how that's going to be for Amazon Luna. Now, Dev, this has been rumored. It hasn't been out there yet, but I think it makes a lot of sense knowing Amazon. Amazon also looks like they might be doing this differently as well, because there are heavy rumors that this is going to come alongside an actual physical box at some point. And there might be downloadable type games. It'll be an Amazon Fire gaming thing, which they've done before. They have had the Fire TV focused on gaming with a controller. So they might come out with a gaming box, a little Roku that you hook up that does the streaming and can run Android App Store type stuff, kind of like Apple's gaming thing. I think that's a huge win. Because the biggest thing that I think, the biggest feather in the cap for Xbox right now with cloud gaming is it's an option. And I think making it optional is the way to win, because Garrett didn't have to pay any money to try it on his Fire tablet. and like or our phones or whenever it comes out, like we can play it because we already have it. It's optional. Versus making people give up everything they've ever known and going out on this limb with Stadia. So,
yeah, I think another enticing option with Amazon Luna, it's $6 a month. Like you can try it for 1 month.
They said at launch.
At launch, okay.
It should go up. That seems to be a promotional price.
Right. And it's good to try out for at least a month or two for me. I was like, hey, $6, sure, I'll try it out. I got it pre-registered. Nice. I have an Alexa Echo, so I don't know if there's any type of integration with that as well.
I'm sure there will be. Yeah.
And the games in there seem fine. There's a lot of them that I own, but some others I'm like, hey, I'll try it out streaming. And with Stadia, it's also the games that I just didn't really care for. There was only 2 big games in Stadia. I was like, okay, Destiny 2 and Elder Scrolls Online. Let me try that out via streaming, and it just didn't scale right. Compared to my PC. Like I tried 1440p, I'm like, this doesn't look right at all. Like I don't know why it's not looking right, but I guess this streaming stuff for me, it's more on the go, right? It's not for for the hardcore gamers. It's really not for your place at home because you're downloading games, you're getting the latest hardware. It's mainly for on the go with the phones. I think Xbox is doing a pretty good job for the hardcore gamer audience. Because what they're doing with xCloud is just pushing on phones right now. I'm sure they'll put on PC and console later, but they really want to push first is the phones and the tablets.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, like that captures exactly what is better. Like you said, Johnny, having an option. Mm-hmm. So being able to download and actually play with the controller and have your stuff there in case your internet goes out, because if my internet's gone, I ain't doing nothing if I'm streaming, So being able to have the option to stream is so much better than it being your only thing. So,
I think Stadia has proven that people aren't ready for this yet. I mean, it's just been proven. Like they don't have people flocking to it. It's not a very, expanding player base. People aren't ready to adopt streaming as the only way to play. Right. Streaming is more out of convenience or value. And I mean, based on pre-orders that we just saw, like I don't think there's a lot of people out there looking for that value yet. The biggest thing that comes to cloud gaming as your primary option is people are like, the people that want to trumpet it, they go, you don't have to pay $500 for a box. It doesn't seem like anybody has any concerns about paying $500 for a box at all. That's the issue. So like if people don't mind paying for what they perceive to be better, and it is, I mean, by all accounts, it's a better experience now. Well, then it's they need to get better, and it will be. So that's the thing with cloud gaming is that it's not for now. It's not for 2021 or 2022. It's for 2030 and 2035 and 2040. It's for that and beyond. It's a future play. And that's why you're seeing people kind of enter the space now. That's why it's actually smart for Google to be around an option. Start making some waves. Because eventually this will become the way. And we may be looking at a streaming future where instead of Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, it's Microsoft, Amazon, and Google, like because they have the backbone to do so.
No, just Microsoft and Amazon. Google's they don't exist now.
Oh well, no, they're gonna drop the project 2 years from now. That's what's gonna happen.
Exactly. Like, I'm so just frustrated with Google's lack of anything. Like they're not. It's like they're not even trying. Like Ubisoft, Uplay Plus should have been come to the service. There's so many things that should have come. Like, wasn't there supposed to be integration with like YouTube and being able to jump in games? And
they put clicks in. They have hyperlinks now to have to take you to the store.
Yeah, none of those things have ever come to fruition.
When that came out, everybody was like, "Look, we've got the click," and it's like it's just a link to the page on the store.
Yeah,
like we've had that. I've had that. Like we've had that.
So many just failed promises, and I really feel like Amazon's Luna is going to just trump it in all areas. The fact that they were smart enough to say, hey, we're coming out at 1080p 60 with 4K in the future, not the reverse,
Yep. It lowers expectations.
Yeah. And the fact that you can stream on 2 devices at a time.
They didn't talk about They didn't talk about how their flops were overperforming, how it was better than next-gen consoles. They didn't say anything like that. And by coming out and saying 1080, they were like, look, hey, whoa. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
You know, like we're not taking
Why
on
do you need
Xbox because they're not ready.
Most people, yeah, and most people's screens are 1080p. Like if you're on the go and you're streaming and you're mobile, like your screen is probably not doing a 4K. So
Solid
why shoot for
1080p
that?
would be nice.
Let's shoot for a solid 1080p, 60 frames, and be like, okay, we're here. This works good. Let's focus on this. You have a library of games that you're able to play for a lower cost of entry than Stadia, with way more stuff. And then we'll focus on 4K, in the future as more people start adopting 4K. You have more 4K screens. Our tech gets better. People get better internet. Like, this was the better way to go.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And I think Amazon has a grasp of what gaming really is, because they own some studios. One game kind of flopped, but with New World coming out, I really enjoyed that MMO. And in looking at that MMO, they understand how to improve a game. And they know the technicalities behind it, the technical difficulties, the playthrough. And Google just seems like, yeah, let's output as powerful as we can and go from there. And here's some games. And it really doesn't feel like they understand gaming or like
Google did
the gamer mind.
Acquire studios, and they did hire people. I give them some credit there. I don't want to take too many shots.
They did that after the fact.
They did.
Amazon made games first and then said, okay, let's do this next.
Amazon has been making games. They've been in development for 4 years at least. I think 4, maybe a little bit longer. They've been making games. Google kind of was like, here's Stadia. By the way, we hired Jade. She's going to start a studio. And like 6 months later, they did a blog post about how they were starting it, like in Montreal. It's just, so they're kind of catching up. They kind of shotgun wedding this thing. Amazon also didn't do like a fake launch with the founders launch with the console and everything. They're like, hey, here's the thing, but it's basically beta. Amazon's very much like, this is a beta. You get early access.
Early access. Yep.
I'm very excited about 3 things, maybe. I'm excited about 2, maybe 1 that's important that we should talk about. 1, it's Windows. It's Windows licensed development games. Their stuff isn't running on Linux. So developers, if they have PC versions of games that already run on Windows, the port will just run on Amazon.
It'll be
you
pretty
have to
easy.
think that's a huge deal. We've heard a lot about the Linux stuff. I remember following some of the tech talks with Odyssey, and they kept talking about how the Linux development was kind of keeping the game behind, even though the teraflops or whatever of the service was better. They're talking about making an API to do the conversion for it, and Vulkan and all the stuff I was trying to dive in to figure out how hard was this Linux thing going to be for some folks. And it seems like for some folks it is, or it's enough of a change that they don't invest, in really making sure those ports are done correctly. Whereas Amazon doesn't have that concern. It's just PC. It's just, if it's, Ubisoft already has those games ready to go. They already have the Windows support for their entire Uplay Plus catalog. So that's, if you were looking at one or the other and kind of placing a bet, that's a really good bet for Amazon. Twitch, huge. You have to imagine Twitch plus Amazon. And I think that's the part that the Google Stadia folks that are maybe hearing me getting angry, they're clenching their fists hearing me say this, because Google has YouTube, but it's not just Twitch, it's Twitch plus Amazon. So you have Twitch players that could be rewarded for playing Luna things, could be given free things for Luna that could then direct people to Amazon, where they have pages and banners where they can do discounts. Garrett, why does everyone have a Fire tablet? Because they were like $20 one year and everybody bought one. Because that's how Amazon does things. So that's a powerful thing behind Luna that could actually get it some traction. Which brings me to my third point. The question always becomes, are they going to take it serious? Is Amazon seriously invested in being a player in mainstream gaming market? Or, like Google, are they happy to kind of let the table scraps build an audience looking specifically for this market? Like, do they want to be at the forefront? Are they ever going to buy a Bethesda? Are they ever going to have first-party studios? Are they going to be a player at E3? Are they going to lead? Or are they just happy to house a streaming platform that has ports of games for folks that aren't in that market?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
That's the question.
I think they've already answered that question. Like Twitch, Prime Gaming, like all of these things that they've done before this lets you know that they're actually serious about gaming. The fact that they have game studios, they've developed games. They were smart enough to pull Crucible back into like a closed beta to fix it, to relaunch it. They've done so much with New World. Like they're serious about gaming. Amazon Gaming is not just this fly by the seat of your pants. Let's see what we can do with this space. No, they're serious about getting into it. Amazon sees money, and
they have
know
the
they'll
money.
spend money. Exactly, they'll spend the money to make the money, and I'm trying to. That this is going away anytime soon.
I'm trying to reserve myself because Luna's doing a lot of the things that I wanted Stadia to do. Dev, you know that you're on the show with me.
Yep.
A lot of why I was excited when Google entered was this $1 billion corporation. They're going to come in here. They're going to give developers money. They're going to make it cheap. They're going to buy market share. They're going to make their way in here. And we're going to have a new player, and competition is good for all of us. And I'm a Google person, Google Wi-Fi's and Google Chromecasts and Chromebooks. And so I was excited about it. And then what transpired just kind of just fell dead. I was just like, this is not what I was hoping for. Luna seems to be like they could be that. And and if they get serious about it, they've got the money, the real money, to be a real player. Amazon has got all the money for sure. They could buy as many developers as they feel is necessary. So if folks were kind of turned off, I kept bringing that up kind of on Empire. I kept hinting at it. I was like, what if Amazon bought Bethesda instead? Like, would everybody feel good about that? Because I don't think so.
I don't think so at all.
Right. But that could be a foreseeable future. I'm not saying now, but yeah, that could be something. You could see Amazon actually make an acquisition to drive their platform. And if they are serious about doing a companion console, some sort, hardware attached to it, I'd be more open to this. That's the one piece of news. When it first came out, I was like, here we go again. And then I heard several folks that were like, there's a box. Like, there's a box with a controller. I was like, oh. Yeah. I'm not an Amazon guy. Like, I don't have Fires and all the Echoes or anything like that. So I'm a little outside the ecosystem. So I'm a little leery to jump in. I didn't sign up for the beta. But
oh, really? I'm surprised.
If they do the console, if they come out with a set-top box, I will definitely jump in on that. Like, I think that'll be the thing that'll get me to go in.
Yeah, I believe it'll happen.
Mm-hmm. And also with the Twitch integration and same thing, it's kind of like Microsoft approach to Facebook. It's the button of play this game. Like you are watching a stream and then you see that button. You want to play this game, you can. Here's your free trial. Here's like an hour for this game. And then after that, you can pay $6 or whatever a month and continue with this game. That's going to be huge with Twitch. And also, Devin, how's that color scheme looking? It's
so pretty.
It's so pretty, isn't it? It's so nice.
Looks just like the Nintendo Switch Pro controller.
Thank you for copying a good controller, form factor with a great color scheme. It's like you don't need to do anything different. So thank you, Amazon.
Yep.
I expect Amazon to pay people on Twitch to stream Luna stuff. Like they will get rewards, free loot and stuff just for streaming the game.
Yep. I think they may actually have a free version of it too, because you notice when they talk about their $5.99, that's for Luna Plus.
Oh, yeah.
So I think there'll also be a free version of this that you can actually just stream stuff to as well.
Maybe you can just buy the game and stream it for free.
Mm-hmm. Or when you have actual free-to-play games, you don't have to have a subscription to play them.
Yeah,
Looking at you, Destiny and Elder Scrolls Online, like the games that are free to play may actually be free to play, where they're not with Stadia. You have to have a subscription.
Right.
So
that would be good.
We will be checking this news and following it as it happens. They're doing it right. They watch Stadia stumble and fall and crawl, and they're like, we're not going to do any of that. We're going to do this the right way. And I really think that they are poised to become a serious player in the gaming space. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Our next bit of news, pre-order madness. So as we were talking about, nobody has a problem spending $4.99 for a box. So much so that with the PlayStation, it was really, really hard to get your hands on a pre-order. They have really not come back to stores. Like there was the one day they came to GameStop, and even trying to get those was impossible. It's been so hard to get a PlayStation that my co-host Delvin does not have one.
Did you see that
the people
Ireland and Australia are telling folks they may not get pre-orders until 2021 now?
2021.
Wow.
I was going to ask you for PSXP if you thought maybe they were directing volume to the States.
I don't know. It's really hard to say because if they are directing volume to the States, where are those pre-orders?
I was thinking maybe for like day one purchases, like, they might be on the shelves.
Maybe.
It's crazy to think that, but I mean,
weird.
It's not an insignificant amount of number. If you're checking like Reddit and stuff, like thousands of people have gotten these emails.
Yes.
Like thousands of consoles.
Big.
That's crazy.
Either they were just way off on the allotments, which to be honest with you, I can't believe. This isn't like PlayStation's not like PlayStation hasn't launched a console before. I can't believe they told Ireland, like, we've got 100,000 units for you. And then they were like, sorry, it's 50. Like, that can't be right. So that makes me think somewhere along the way, somebody's adjusting the bean counters.
Either that or there's way more to like those failed systems than was initially let on.
Fair point.
There's a very strong point that could have been that. But the fact that it seems almost impossible to get a PlayStation, like I think only a couple people in our entire Discord actually got like legit pre-orders where most people that got them through the email from Sony, from the little raffle or whatnot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, still not Delvin.
I
didn't get a pre-order. Yeah, I didn't get a pre-order. I only have one because one of my friends was able to, he's one of those people who's up all night, always clicking on stuff and was able to get additional ones. So I have one that he secured. But other than that, like this has been a catastrophe. And again, we still haven't seen them come back in stock anywhere except for GameStop for that one day. And it was like it never even happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the flip side with Xbox, they're good. Everybody I know that wanted an Xbox pre-order got one. Even though Amazon has sent out those messages saying, hey, we may not have it at launch, I still imagine most people will have it at launch or maybe a week later at the most. So you've got the two sides to the coin there. One that was just like, maybe you'll get one, where Xbox is like, no problem, we got you.
They also opened up they opened up the folks that didn't get the all access plan. They reserved a certain amount of units, and if you filled out that application and got approved, they actually are contacting those folks to make sure that they get their all access plan fulfilled.
Yeah, see,
which is amazing.
Just doing it right over there. And then you also have NVIDIA and their kerfluffle. Both of their 3080 and 3090 launches were
I don't believe they're real.
Atrocious.
They're unicorns.
Yeah, I don't trust it.
They're literal unicorns.
The only people that have them are the people that they got sent to by NVIDIA or any of the other third-party makers. Like, I have not seen these things in the wild, in real life, at all.
I got an Xbox Series X pre-ordered 4 to 5 hours later than the open time. NVIDIA, I was on there on the dot, on time, refreshing. A minute later, sold out. Just done. Yep. It's like, no, you're not going to get this at all. The bots got them. Yep. The scalpers got them.
Is it the bots?
God.
We keep placing all the blame on fake people like the bots. And
you go to eBay.
Are you sure NVIDIA is not like...
They're bots.
Donnie, it's so
sure this isn't like a Nintendo like market play where they're just priming the market?
It's partially that, but it's so easy to develop a script to go to the link and just mash those buttons. It's really easy to develop that kind of script. So I'm not like... It's pretty believable that a PC-centric player could do that and grab a lot of those GPUs.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of services that offer that. So it stems more from the shoe buying community than anything. And now they've just shifted into games because they're so popular and you can flip systems and especially graphics cards. Like you have a $700 graphics card that is replacing a $1,200 one. You can flip that for that price. And there are people that will actually buy it at that $1,200 price point. So it's an easy, bar to entry for the hustlers who are like, oh yeah, let me just run this script. Let me pay for this one service. They'll get me these and I'll just flip them, So that is a huge issue. I mean, it was so bad that NVIDIA has pushed their launch of their 3070 back to October 29th, which is also another play because AMD is announcing all their stuff for Big Navi on the 28th. So it's like, oh, hey, Big Navi, you're cool, but hey, we got these 3070s, and we'll actually have them this time, maybe. But there's got to be something that needs to be done to fix this, because if you really want the gamers and the people who actually want to play the stuff to get it in their hands, there's got to be something that is done to counteract this, whether it is the captcha type stuff, or some kind of system in place, like some kind of verification in place where people are actually able to get their hands on this. Because I shouldn't, have to go to eBay to get a PS5 and play double the price if I really want to have that for my son or daughter for Christmas, Well, it's awful.
Two things about those statements, but I want to talk about the scripts first.
Yes.
Because I write some scripts and I know how easy it is to do, but to bulk order mass amounts of those would still be difficult to do with a script, because most of the sites like Target only let you check out one console at a time. You can't check out 100 of them. And it's not like the script lets the internet load any faster. It basically just pre-programs the functions for you.
Right.
So you still have to load the pages as fast as everyone else. So it's not like you can check out 1,000 times faster than anybody else that can either. So you're basically just running it to auto run. I mean, to be honest with you, you could kill scripts really fast just by limiting orders to one IP address at one time. I guess they could mask it with like DNS, maybe. But I would imagine that would get a lot of that out of the way. If you're going to go that far, to use a script and still, because the script, I mean, it'll run automatically, but it's not, a script isn't like an inherent advantage to me with my mouse. We're both clicking the same link. We're both adding to the same cart. We both have to have our card information accessed available. It still has to be verified. Like most people verify checkout, or at least on systems like these pre-orders, most people verify cards. Like on checkout, you have to verify, the date or the last three digits or something. So that all still has to be done, bot or no bot. Somebody's still got to do it. I just want to say that because I don't want folks out there thinking like bots are just magic and they just magically order 10,000 consoles. Like it's not that easy.
I think the other issue is there's so many types of these products. It's not just one. It's like 10 to 15 AIBs cards of these 3080s and 3090s. So I'm sure, and I don't want to say I'm blaming all the bots. It's just that I think there's enough people that's trying to do that's crashing the site.
The thing that I'm sorry, keep going.
No, I'm just saying like the only people that could possibly get it is probably a bot other than a real person. I've seen some people on Reddit getting theirs. So I'm not saying that it's like completely because of the bots, but like, come on, like these sites are crashing hard and we just don't know why.
Sure.
So,
so what I was going to say was, I completely forgot.
That happens.
I was listening to you and you completely made me forget. Dang, somebody talk. Somebody fill air.
Yeah. These pre-orders, man. So, Devin, I have a question. So for your 1080 Ti, did you buy it first day out or anything like that?
Well, about that, I actually won this via Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my 1080 Ti, I actually won through EA when they were doing, I think the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign. I actually just won it, so I got terribly lucky. If I didn't win that, I might not have the PC that I have now, because I was like, I want to get a good graphics card, but I'm not spending that kind of money for it.
Yeah.
So, and
I'm wondering, this situation, it's not different than previous GPU launches. No. It really isn't. Like, I remember the 10 series cards and the 1080 Ti being very magical and so less in supply and demand because of the people who wanted to data mine.
Crypto miners.
Yeah, those crypto miners really wanted them. It jacked up the price like at least $1,000 for each card. So this problem's not unique to this launch. So
no, I think that a lot of it is just there's so much more like visibility to it. I think that there was just so much more hype around these, and the fact that people aren't going into stores to actually purchase stuff because so many people now are just shopping online, that it creates this massive flood. Like they said, their site saw more traffic than they did on Black Friday.
Right.
Like everybody's site. So it's the fact that you have so many more people also trying to purchase online instead of, hey, this is the date when the pre-orders goes live and you have a line of people outside the store. All those people that would have been lined up outside the store were now lined up online. So you have so much more visibility to these pre-orders, not just from, the actual people who want them, but the people who want to flip them. So you've got this whole side hustle business, people who are like looking at these things that use these bots or these services to be able to get things to flip, that are also now joining the fray. So you've got all of those people, the people who actually want to buy them, and the people who would normally be lining up outside also online. So you've just got this massive flood of people that are all trying to purchase these cars, these systems, and it's just a completely different dynamic than we've ever seen. I think that also plays into it a big deal.
I genuinely think there's a lot more people wanting to get this graphics card more than ever, just because of the performance jump. This performance jump is like the biggest it's ever had since 2004. That's what we're aiming at. And then the price, it's $700. It's only $200 more than a Series X. And then you're gonna blow your mind with 4K gaming on that thing, and it would be future proof too. I know Donnie's laughing.
I laugh because you're like, it's only $200 more than an entire system.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. That's what I was going to say. It's just people. It's the amount of people. Right? Like everybody's like, oh, it's the bots. Is it the bots, or are there 10 million people trying to buy 1 million of something?
Yes.
I think it's that. I think that's it more than anything. I mean, PlayStation sold 100 million PlayStation 4s. If half of that current market are looking to buy a PlayStation 5 on launch day, if 30% of that market is looking to buy a PlayStation 5 on launch day, that's 30 million people that are gunning for what? At most 5 million consoles worldwide, tops. And it's probably not that. That's the thing. People, like, there are ways of doing this better. There are definitely solutions. There is no perfect way of doing this.
Right.
When you don't have product to meet demand. That's just the name of the game. And you can't go, Sony, I need you to make 100 million of these first. Costs too much. Costs too much to make. They've got to start making their money faster than that. And that is just the way that this goes. It's always been this way. The problem is gaming has never been more popular than it is today.
That's true.
There's more people fighting over the same finite amount of things. I think that's the issue more than just the bots. The bots are an issue, but I kept seeing the bots. It reminded me of like the protests, where every protest was done by a protest that was somebody else. It's like, why are we all throwing blame at like General Jack Doe nobody person? It's like, just stop. This is ridiculous. And that's just the issue. Like, it's just demand. And especially, you have to imagine the demand for PlayStation 5, based off their current market share and launch lineup, is significantly more in demand than Xbox. And that really kind of,
my next question.
I mean, that really kind of answers. I mean, that answers the question. That's why they're so hard to get.
It's so crazy that there's that much, that it feels like there's that much more demand for the PlayStation.
I don't think it's crazy at all. They outsold them at least 2-1.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just like, the package that Xbox has put together is very, very nice.
Considering they delayed Halo.
I know,
like,
right?
people
Halo,
have completely forgot that they delayed Halo. Like, nobody even cares anymore. That's how great Xbox has done in the last 3 weeks.
They bought Bethesda. It's like, wait, what's Halo? We don't know that anymore.
They've done a hell of a job at spinning things their way through I give them credit, through good marketing. This is good marketing.
Yes,
They're doing a good job.
Good marketing. And you can get your hands on their stuff. So they gave us a date, they gave us a time.
Yep.
Xbox is just
they gave us a chance.
Or doing it better.
They gave us a chance. A lot of people are like, well, that's going to let the bots win. It's like, well, it lets all of us win. At least you have a chance.
Exactly.
You have a hope.
Exactly.
Like, you all are at the starting line together.
How many people in our Discord got Xboxes, Donnie? What's your count? Do you
24.
have
24 people.
And several of us bought multiple. I bought 3. Coach Mo bought 4. I think Nathan got 2. A lot of us got 2. So like those 24 probably represent 40 or 50 consoles.
That's insane.
It's ridiculous.
Because you got to have 2.
Like 3-1 versus.
And I saw a lot of people getting mad about that too on Twitter. They were like, "You people buying multiples, you're the reason I can't get one." It's like, do better? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I remember listening to Colin's podcast. Yeah, he bought like multiple PS5s, and it's like, the only reason I'm doing this is because I don't trust the system.
Right, exactly.
To give me a console.
You're making your own bet. I did the exact same thing. I the moment I secured one X, my immediate goal was, let's go get another one. Because I want one. I want one as fast as possible, and whoever gets here first wins. And if they both get here,
flip them.
Yeah, if they both get here, I'll just return it, and then somebody else can buy one.
Exactly.
Piece of cake.
Or you give them to your friends.
Or that. Or people, I've had several friends that are like, I can't get one. I'm like, I have an extra one. If you want to pay me to ship it, I will send it your way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. I bought Kevin one. He couldn't get in. I bought him one. So, yeah, I'm just Santa Claus over here with consoles, apparently.
Donnie Claus.
But, yeah, I mean, that's just, look, again, it's just demand. People want them. I want them. People want them.
I just want to mention for the cards, the 3080 cards, just be actually kind of lucky you didn't get the third-party AIBs the first wave. There's some problems with it. And some manufacturers cheaped out on certain parts, and now they're paying the price on games just crashing in their PCs. Once they get a high enough speed, it doesn't reach that temperature, right?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So
there's
I don't know anything about this.
That's what's happening.
There were certain capacitors that certain manufacturers chose the cheap route, and with that, it has caused the graphics cards to crash. It's been a huge kerfluffle, and a lot of the manufacturers have had to go back and actually either RMA the card, swap them out. There was a driver patch that went out.
A driver patch as well, yep.
This week that it was supposed to limit the certain speed of cards to not reach that speed and crash, but then that also limits the ability of the card.
The card. It's like nobody wants that.
So it's been a huge issue.
Oh boy, gotta love that PC gaming. It's super fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think most manufacturers kind of fix the issue in the beginning, but if you're in that first wave of production, that's not good. Yeah. Not good stuff.
And you didn't get the FE card. Yeah. If you decide to go that third party, that AIB route, hit on a miss. Unless you got the Asus Tough. I don't know why.
Why would you? That FE form factor, man. It looks
You guys are saying lots of letters and stuff that I don't understand.
It's so pretty.
Founders Edition.
FE means Founder Edition. AIB means add-in box, so third party. So your EVGAs, your Gigabyte, just third party. FE, Founders Edition, is made by NVIDIA. They make the card.
I love you explain that, thinking like that explanation was going to do something. I'm listening to you explain. I'm like, what the?
It's simple.
The hell are you talking
You're buying a third-party add-in card for your Xbox by Seagate. They are an AIB.
Okay.
As an add-in.
All right.
So not the manufacturer of the actual box.
I got you.
You get it. Stop being a PC.
I really don't.
Your ass.
Really don't.
Ass.
This is all new to me. This is first.
He's like putting
time.
a wall right there.
I do think there's an easier way to do this, but I've heard a lot of people talk about this. You could market directly to the people that already buy your stuff first. So you could say like, hey, if you have an active current Xbox Live subscription or a Game Pass subscription account, you can buy one of these first and like do some sort of prioritization. Like, hey, we're going to roll out pre-orders to those that have been PlayStation Plus subscribers the longest first and do it like in waves. Problem is you really probably piss off your retail folks doing that, and you need them to move stock. It's not just like, could Sony sell it directly to us? Yeah, but the cost of selling it directly to us is probably more than they're willing to do. They actually kind of need Amazon to get them to us because it's cheaper. It's cheaper to get the boxes to us through Amazon and Walmart than doing it themselves.
That's why you do the little raffle email.
Right. So
that's still random.
I heard a lot of people saying that after the pre-orders, like, just do that and that'll fix the issue. And it's like, but it really doesn't. And here's the other thing. You could put a lot of work into making the system do that, but When's the next time we're going to pre-order a console, guys?
Yep.
Next year, Switch Pro.
You want to spend hundreds of thousands in development when something you use a handful of times a decade?
Yeah, they're not going to develop a system to ship out consoles. Of course, they're going to go to their manufacturers because they have the shipping, infrastructure.
So what they're going to do is they're going to do what they do. They're going to, grin and bear it until they get stock that can meet demand and get stuff rolling out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in a month, none of this is even going to matter.
Probably like 2 or 3 months, but yeah.
Well, I mean, a month because that's when the systems will be here. Nobody's trying to pre-order, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, everybody will be pissed they still won't be able to buy them. They won't be back in stock maybe until January.
January, February, yeah.
I have a coworker who keeps asking me, so how can I get a PlayStation? I'm like, dude.
You're done.
Will there be some Black Friday? I'm like, I highly doubt it.
You're like, dude, I've got one. It's called PlayStation 4 Pro. You can play Miles Morales on it.
Horizon 2.
I mean, it'll run on it, but are you really playing it?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
you're just watching it. You're just watching it happen.
I'm going to play it.
You're playing the game.
Dev, I'm going to play it so much. I'm going to take all the pictures. I'm going to play it so much.
You're going to be so mad that it's taking 2 minutes to load that you're going to turn the system
I'll be
off
on my phone. It'll be okay.
Oh, man.
I'm going to play my PlayStation 4 Pro for 6 years. Just in spite.
I think 3 years for me.
I'm just going to keep sending Dev pictures of it just to be spiteful.
Jesus Christ. And I'm going to send you pictures of consoles laying on their side.
Oh.
With good and plenty on top.
Oh.
Did you guys see the PS5 leak picture this morning? Oh my gosh.
That thing is huge.
The slab
it's massive.
It is huge. Yeah, and it's like people in our Discord are like, oh, it's big. It is big. It's giant. It's so big.
Large and in charge.
That thing sideways, all of them, both consoles sideways, really, really just hurt my head. Like my cringe, my eye starts to twitch when I see them. Just like, oh.
But you got little nubs for the Xbox both ways, so you can do it either way.
No, you shouldn't. There's no reason to lay the Xbox down ever in life. If it was meant to be laid down, there'd be a vent on the side. The Xbox logo would be able to change position, but it doesn't. You know why? Because you're supposed to stand that thing up, damn it.
You spent so much time wondering if you could. You didn't ask yourself whether you should.
Yeah, exactly. Okay?
No, the damn thing stands up. Stand it up.
I feel like if you lay it down, Phil Spencer should come to your house and take the picture.
Phil said he put his sideways. I was so let down.
Yeah, I saw that. He's like, yeah, it's fine. It's whatever.
I'm doing this team stand-up club. I'm all in.
God.
Stand up.
Hey, I'm with you. 100%.
Yeah, I know.
100%.
This is one time we were on the same page. All these people out here laying them sideways. Even the PlayStation 5. I'm like, why? Why are you
just...
That looks so weird sideways.
It's already an eyesore. You're making it worse by laying it down. Stop it.
Yep.
Stop it. Just awful.
I do love the Xbox is hot swappable. Did you see that?
What do you mean hot swappable?
Literally all of the cables are interchangeable. Like if you have your Xbox now, you don't have to like get behind the TV or anything. You just unplug, replug, and just move your old console.
Is that the same thing for PS5? Like, or is that?
I have no idea.
Nobody knows.
Don't know anything about the PlayStation. Speaking of not knowing anything about the PlayStation, what the hell is going on with backwards compatibility and cross saves?
We don't know.
Apparently, it's not going. That's what's going on with it. It's not.
Yeah, Xbox again, killing the game. You got an old game? It'll work, no problem. Play it. Your saves? No problem. We're good. Everything works. Just plug in your old hard drive. Your games work there too.
Dude, the convenience factor for being an Xbox fan, and this is not console wars, I'm being serious, is kind of unprecedented. And the only evidence that you need is when Seth came over, Seth started asking like all kinds of questions like, is this going to work? Like, is my old thing going to work? And it's like, dude, it just all works all the time. Like, I know it's hard to believe. Like, I understand you've come from an abusive relationship and you don't know what it means to be loved. I get it. I came from Nintendo. I've done tons of system transfers. Like, I'm with you. I understand. But like on Xbox, it all just works all the time. You got an external? Just plug it in. Do you need to format it? No. Do you need to plug in the Ethernet cable?
It's just right there, man.
It just
it's
works.
So nice.
Dude,
it's beautiful.
Donnie, you need to record yourself unplugging everything from your Xbox, like your Xbox One X, and then plugging everything right back into the Series X. Kind of like this is how you share games, and just literally
here's how you system transfer to your new Xbox.
Right. Everything just plugs in and
turn it on. Here we go. I'm done.
It's funny listening to like the Kind of Funny guys are. I was like, what is this generation about? Convenience, and the Xbox has that in spades.
Quality of life.
It's literally just a hot swap. Just here, unplug this, plug this in, good to go. Like literally everything. Your saves work no problem. Your old games work no problem. In fact, they're enhanced and made better.
Yeah,
without even an optimization patch. Just better.
I think they did a very good job sending it out to influencers and YouTubers, and it was like, here are the load times between 1X and Series X. Here are how faster it is. It's good to great, right? It's 30 to 60% faster load times, and then also transferring.
Load times going to be
external.
even faster on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, probably.
If it works.
If they
play.
No, it's going to be even faster.
I don't care if it's faster. I want it to have the better frame rates. I want it to actually be enhanced without an optimization patch. There's been rumors of a boost mode, but again, we have no real idea.
Yeah.
No idea. Yeah. Or Xbox is just like, here you go. Everything up front. All of these games are going to work better. We've sent all these consoles out to all of these people that we know you guys pay attention to. Yeah. They're not just our regular journalists. Here's Paris. We know you pay attention to him. We gave him an Xbox. Here's Khalif from Spawn on Me. We gave you an Xbox. Here's so-and-so from Twitch that we know you watch. We gave him an Xbox so he can show you. So all the places we know you gamers are going to for your content, that's where we're sending the stuff so you can see it and know that it works and get more excited for this console. It's just genius.
And then I think PlayStation, I don't know, maybe they're going out hopefully this week or next week. Like, we need some impressions from influencers. We don't need Travis Scott with his leather his pants.
Oh my God,
and a controller. All right.
We got the leaks. We got the K-pop kids. They're doing it like this week.
The K-pop kids.
I'm so confused by that marketing. Like, what Japanese YouTubers? Like, I get it. This is the home team and everything, but
and then we got the Russian leaks of the OS.
Yeah. I like how it's every other country we're getting leaks instead of the US.
It's an international marketing scheme. I get it. It's like Carmen Sandiego with the PlayStation 5.
Weird.
The UI
nothing official
reminds me a lot of PlayStation 3.
Yeah, once it was booting up, yeah.
Yeah, it's got like that PlayStation 3 style, which I kind of like. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'd like to see something in some official capacity instead of some weird shaky video. PlayStation, Sony. It'd be nice if you do anything.
They're doing like
something.
They got the Blair Witch makers to do their stuff. They're like, look, we're gonna release grainy video across the world.
Have the PlayStation over in the corner, facing the corner, laying on its side, probably. Just. Oh my God. It infuriates me as a PlayStation fan. As a Sony fan, I'm just like so over Sony at this point. Like, I'm just irritated with their lack of saying anything.
You all will be just fine next week when they come out and start doing blog posts and stuff.
If like
they're going to do it.
All this
they're going to do
stuff
it
about games. I already know the games are coming. I don't want to pre-order from this weird website that's not the PlayStation Store. I don't care. I don't know about the actual system. Like, do my backwards compatible games work? What the hell
save
is going
thing
on with your cross
is legit.
That's nebulous. Oh my gosh.
Literally all over the place.
Yeah.
You've got Dirt, who's like, yeah, your currency and all this stuff won't transfer, but your playground stuff will. Maneater's like, no, your saves
they're
won't,
like, it's
gone. This is a whole new game, basically. We made a whole new game, so it can't transfer. And then like Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Yakuza, man.
It's releasing in March for PS5, and the game saves don't transfer. Why?
But that's a Japanese studio.
Stuff transfers
right?
fine.
It's not a studio. It's not a dev thing. It's a system thing. These devs, like Dirt would go out of their way to make it work if they could, I believe.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
So
yeah,
why does it work for Miles Morales but not Dirt or Yakuza Like a Dragon? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And Sony's not saying a damn thing.
They're quiet.
Take
Just
it.
why?
Just take it and like it.
I'm so.
I bet they're being like PS3 Sony, right? There's like, we got so many
feels like
people.
Do you really think so? I see a lot of people saying that. I don't think it feels the same.
It feels arrogant to not say anything at all. That's where it comes from.
It's just a little too
we've
quiet.
got the game. Yeah, it's.
I just think they're not ready to do
way
their marketing blitz yet.
Understand how you're not. You would have had this marketing blitz done at E3, right?
You would hope
We
so.
wouldn't be waiting till now for this. I don't understand why it's so hard to release a video. You've already done it several times.
That's a fair point.
Put in this whole state of play stuff that we've had from years back. It shouldn't be that hard to create an online video or just a blog post about here is the breakdown of how everything is working. So we're not.
It just reminds me of Nintendo.
I'm not.
It's just like very, very Nintendo. Nintendo does this stuff all the time. They're like, here's a new console. And we're like, how does it work? They're like, figure it out. You'll find out one day.
It's so incredibly frustrating. We're a little over a month away, and we still don't know really how the system
I was about to
works.
say, I've got 37 days.
Mm-hmm.
I have a
And
counter.
we haven't seen a
add to
video
that.
of a console, a PS5 lighting up and seeing the screen, right? We only saw Jeff Keighley blowing on that controller and seeing how Astrobot just flies around.
I forgot
do
you
we
can
really need
blow
that?
on the controller.
Yeah.
Stupid. Is it? I'm waiting for somebody to mod the PlayStation 5 controller into a breathalyzer. That's the mod I want.
PlayStation 5
Get into
for
your
the
car,
players.
blow on the controller.
It's like, oh, I'm good. All right.
Hey, man, Wii U did it, and I thought it was cool. So I'm not going to hate on it now. I just
3DS did it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'm like,
Sure.
Why do I care about you? What?
That
No,
Donkey
I'm not
Kong game
blowing on
was
my controller.
nuts. Donkey
The
Kong
Mario Party.
in Wii Party, or what was it? I don't remember what it was called. Nintendo Land.
I don't know.
The Nintendo Land
Land, yeah.
Donkey Kong game was off the chain. Thing was awesome.
Get that shit out of here. I want to play my games.
You don't want to play Astrobot, Dave?
Tactile. Hell no, I'm not playing Astrobot. If I can uninstall that thing, I'm doing it. I am
You might
uninstalling
need
that.
to make up some room.
Give me the hard drive space. Oh my god.
Yeah, I really hope Sony defines the backwards compatibility. What's going to happen with that? I want to see it working for the PS5 because I'm really rooting for it. I'm getting a PS5 eventually, and I would love to bring my. I mean, I'm sure the games are going to work. They say they're going to work. It's just we haven't seen it yet. And Jim Lion Ryan, right?
I was going to say they said a lot of things.
They say a lot of things.
They've said many things.
So that's the problem when you get in that territory, when he says some of the things he says, and people are like, oh, it doesn't matter. They're going to sell it anyway. But that's what matters. What matters is you hurt confidence in the customers. And just like Garrett just said, they said it's going to work, but oof. Like that's what happens when, yeah.
We
don't
trust
show
them.
the people the stuff.
Jim Ryan's interesting guy.
He's got a punchable face. I've said it already. I just not.
Yeah, they don't have a
Bring back-
friendly face out there.
They don't.
So
Where's
it's
Shu?
all about
At all.
Sony.
I love Shu.
Shu's gone.
He's buried in the world of indies.
Why? Let Shu come do the video.
I would gladly take that.
There was definitely some tension in the Sony corporate a year ago from now, and in a lot of transitions and transfers.
Do we ever
coming
figure
over.
out how
And-
Layden got left?
No,
Nope.
he's just like, I'm leaving.
He just
And it's
bounced
like,
one day.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
Take your money.
They didn't
Retire. Good for you,
They
man.
didn't do anything like no kind of fanfare. Just here's a quick little blog post because they can do that for that, and we can't get one for the system, but we can get a blog post for him leaving. And every now and again, he'll tweet something, and he's still
It's
around,
interesting.
but it's
I
just-
remember when he replaced, was it Tretton?
Mhm.
And I was
Old
like,
Jackie T.
I was like, I don't know if I like this guy. And now I couldn't want him more than. He's just like, oh my god, somebody please bring Layden back. I think I said that the day they introduced Ryan, and it's so dumb because these faces don't matter at all, really,
Really,
to our customers, but they do.
They do.
The Xbox fans love Phil Spencer. Like I love Phil Spencer. You know,
Oh, he's a great guy.
And Reggie for years, like you always want to see Reggie and what he had to say, and it's just like, I don't like Jim Ryan.
I don't ever want to see Jim Ryan.
I don't like you. Somebody else,
man. Just
where was like
bring back
Sid
Butler, please,
who did like the PlayStation blog? Let him do the thing. Does he still do the podcast?
He, as far as I know, and every now and again he would be in like videos and stuff.
Yeah, let him do it.
They just do stuff.
Hire Greg,
weird, man.
Let Greg do it.
Greg would, it would be
just
a fantastic.
Let Greg do it.
For real.
The Sony Play presentations, they're trying to get the direct kind of angle to it, where there's no person really in front and like not really telling you what to do. It's just a female announcer going from next to next, boom to boom. I get that. But yeah, having a nice, a Sony figurehead of some kind that's, it's like, hey, I really want this console because, this seems like a friendly guy. I don't know.
Yeah, they're undervaluing or valuing how much that helps. Like, it's nice to have a face that
or they're trying actively to not be tied to one person so they don't have to constantly be responsible for that. But I think
too much change and upheaval, man, that sucks. People I
think it's important.
At least I know with Xbox I got Phil. It feels good. Like you
got Larry,
there's some confidence.
You got Major Nelson,
you got Larry. Yeah,
you got a group of
there's
them.
a confidence there. Like we had that with PS4 with Adam Boyes and Shu and Layden. Like you had that, and then they're all gone, and now it's just what the
kind of. Yeah, I do think it matters, or at least it matters to me. At least I think it matters to me.
I think it matters to a lot of us, a lot of what you consider the hardcore gamers, or the ones who actually follow this stuff. Yeah, the guys who just pick up Madden and Call of Duty, they don't care. They're not.
Yeah, they don't even know who these people are, right?
It's like what?
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, rich guys. Okay.
All right. Moving along. So we kind of touched on this.
Hang on.
A big topic.
Is your Avengers save going to work? I remember Josh brought that up,
That's
and I don't
scary.
remember.
That's what we're. Yeah, I have no idea.
Really?
I have no idea. They haven't said anything. I know that Avengers is getting the ability to play. I'm going to get a free upgrade.
Right.
But is my game save going to work? I have no clue. Because
better.
no one said anything.
It's
not a server side save. Your Avengers save is a local save. So I have absolutely no idea. No clue.
Just stop playing games now. Just stop playing them until
I actually have
37 days.
PlayStation back on.
Just turn it off.
There's no reason.
Wow.
Yeah. They haven't said anything.
Hey, they believe in generations.
That's
do
true.
they?
Yeah, but those saves they do.
But they only believe in it for some games. Like,
right.
It's not even we believe in generations for saves. It's like we believe in some generations.
Just few, yeah. So I have a few like a hypothesis with this. Games, they either save it within their own game format or with the Sony PlayStation like universal format on the PS4. What if it's like something like that, like something to do with the games that actually save in its own game file that's causing complications or something? Because the Last of Us Part 2, they don't even use the universal Sony PlayStation save. It's their own save in the game. So I don't know if it could be something along the lines of that, but man, Devin, I hope those Avengers.
Most of their saves support cloud save. And I really doubt they went and overhauled all that.
That's true.
So I don't think that's the issue.
And I think Vita cross saves, yeah.
If I was to speculate, which I guess this is what this whole show really is, if I was to speculate, maybe they don't have dev tools available for the new console to really support this yet, and maybe it'll be something that rolls out as people get... Like, they may have a dev tool, but devs may not have it yet. It may not be a part of the launch kits. So maybe, like, after it rolls out, maybe more and more devs start opening up cross saves.
Avengers better have that save upgrade, though. Because they know the people that are playing Avengers, right? And it's Sony people because they got Spider-Man exclusive DLC. They got the marketing.
I'm not trying to play through that game again. If you have me level my characters all the way up to 50 and power level 150 and all that good stuff to only be like, okay, yeah, your save doesn't transfer. When like you're kind of pushing us into the next gen by announcing that it's going to be a free upgrade and stuff, but I gotta play the whole damn game again.
Yeah,
Get the hell out of here with that.
Yeah.
It's just doesn't make any sense to not have the forward thinking to make sure that type of stuff is in the devs' hands as part of their package to be able to make sure things transition smoothly. Is just so short sighted to me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're coming in hot.
Like if it's, it certainly seems that way.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so.
It certainly seems that way, and it's not good. It's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
so
Dev.
storage. Huh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
You can get Xbox.
Yeah, just get an
Not
Xbox.
gonna happen. There's nothing on Xbox I want to play.
Except for
that's the
Bethesda
thing.
games.
Hellblade.
I don't want to play Bethesda games either.
Oh man, you're breaking my heart now.
Hellblade.
The only Bethesda games that I really like are the ones that Arcane made, like the Dishonored series. I'm going to
play Dishonored 2.
Guy.
Dishonored is really good. Now,
Yeah.
So have you played a Dishonored game, Donnie?
So here's the thing. I downloaded Dishonored 2. I played a Dishonored game last year. Or not last year, like 3 years ago. And I want to say I think it was the first one because I started Dishonored 2 last night and it was not what I remembered.
Oh, okay.
The first one I remembered, like I remember getting on a boat and that's the thing. I'm also like kind of, I'm not even sure if my memory is like serving me up like BioShock or Dishonored. Like in memory, I'm like, is that BioShock or Dishonored? But anyway, I played a Dishonored for a bit, maybe 3 to 5 hours.
Right.
And it was very stealthy.
It's very
And
stealthy.
I remember there was a girl in a boat and I was doing it and I was like, this is good, but it's not really a game for me.
Right.
So I downloaded Dishonored 2 after the Bethesda acquisition because it's in Game Pass and they wanted to keep it there. And I was like, I want to go give it another try because everybody says it's so great. And I started playing and I was like, I don't think I played this game. So.
You like it so far?
Yeah, I mean, I only played it for like 20 minutes last night. I beat
Okay.
I beat Mafia and I started Star Wars. I did a couple chapters of Star Wars and then I was like, I want to get into something new. And I was like, let's try this out. Everybody likes this game.
Dishonored's so good. That
Dishonored
franchise.
is great. Donnie, don't be stealth. Just go loud.
That's
Just
what
go
I
loud
like
and
to
proud,
do.
man.
Yeah,
just kill all.
That's the beauty of it. Like,
Crush folks.
if you go loud, like it's stylish. Like some of the kills and the
really?
things you can do. If
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Look up that
God,
YouTube
yes.
video. Like you see people just going left and right, destroying people with.
So the thing that
abilities.
I remember was trying to be stealthy and like getting caught in the alarms, and I was just like, I don't like those games.
There's the bonus for going stealth because the more stuff you in the original Dishonored, the more people you kill, the more dangerous the plague becomes.
and it's more evil route too, more chaotic.
It's chaotic. You're gonna run into more of the rats that can just tear you up and stuff like that. But otherwise, I mean, if you go stealth, like you don't have to deal with that. But you can go loud, and you're not gonna really be punished for going loud. It's just you're gonna have the quote unquote bad ending, the evil ending or whatnot,
Right.
and you're gonna have to deal with more of the plague rats. Other than that, man, there's no real need to go stealth unless you really want to challenge yourself to do that. Like I played that game and didn't kill a single person in the first one. I got the clean
That's
hands trophy where
crazy.
I didn't kill anybody. I just even all the bosses because you have alternate ways of getting rid of like the quote
It's
unquote
really
bosses.
cool to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went that route because I like a good stealth game. So if I can
That's
get
boring.
in there like a ninja and just choke
Sounds
everybody out,
so
and
boring.
nobody knows I was there. It's great.
It's so cool.
I mean, you still
could
get
be
to
a
shoot
game
people
like that.
because he has a sleeper dart. So you just put everybody to
Sleeper
sleep. It's
dart?
great.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You need to watch the
strangle-
new season of Archer.
Oh yes, I do.
The new episode of
But-
Archer. Oh man, I forget the guys. Who's the guy with the glasses? The other agent. I can't remember. Cyril, yeah,
Cyril.
Chris Parnell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Cyril is they're infiltrating a camp, and all the guards are roaming around, and he ties everybody up instead of like shooting them because they're not supposed to kill people. So like that's Dev, and Archer's like running through just shooting everybody with his gun, and then Cyril's like, "We're not supposed to do that. You're breaking the rules." And then Cyril's guys start getting up and running around. Like they start trying to escape because their hands are tied. He's like, now you've got to go babysit these people. That's all I'm thinking of as Dev's talking about this.
Hey,
Sleeping
I'm in and
darts.
out like a robbery. You never knew I was there.
No, I want to blow the whole thing up.
But yeah,
And you
that's
can.
the beauty. Like You can. There are so many dope ways of killing people in that game. Like you can kill one dude and have it kill like 4 in a row. Like it chains the kills.
And
I thought you were supposed to
down.
play it like without hitting people. I think that's what.
Nah.
You could do it both ways, man. You could destroy everyone.
That makes me a little bit more excited to keep playing, to try it.
Yeah. And if you're stealthy, you get some really dope stealth kills. Like if you just come up behind somebody and just like kick them in the back, you can slice off a leg, slice off a head, and be done. It's dope. So go loud. There's no real reason to decide you want to be quiet. Kill everybody.
When I play Fable games, I always play the evil route. Infamous 2.
Infamous 2 as well, yeah.
You were like, it makes it more evil. I'm like, that sounds awesome.
Donnie is here for the chaos. Murder everybody. That's how I played the Ghost of Tsushima. I just killed everybody. It was great.
Yeah, that's how I play too.
Assassin's Creed.
Everything. See, Assassin's Creed, well, no, I took that back. I kill everybody. It's just stealthy kills.
It's just stealthy kills?
Yeah, New Viking. You kill everybody. It's called Vikings.
I actually I've come around on that. But I'm not there for the Vikings. I want to see the actual Assassin storyline. I'm like, oh,
me too.
They've actually brought there's some Assassin storyline.
There's some relevance now.
I'm excited for that. I don't really care about being a Viking, but you give me some good AC actual story stuff. I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me down the cow. Let me break out these hidden blades and murder everybody. So we've gone way off the rails with that. So let's bring it back to all these games that we're going to play. Are we going to have enough room to even play them?
No.
No, we're not.
Storage, man. How much? And that goes for two ways. How much is it going to cost and how much storage are we going to get? So we have seen the Xbox internal drive has 802 gigabytes free of its 1 terabyte size. Mm-hmm. We're getting rumors that the PS5 is going to have, 625 of its 825. Like so you're still losing about 200 to the OS either way.
Yep, 20%.
Game sizes, yeah, which is typical. Like that should be, if you know anything about storage, you know that the drive you're going to lose about 20%.
Did you see people upset
files? Yeah,
with the Xbox? The Xbox came out and people were like, "Oh, this is they're lying to us. It's not a terabyte." I'm like, have you ever got a flash drive or an SD card or anything ever?
Did you look at the hard drive on your other system and realize that it wasn't the full drive? Like, what are you talking?
Those are really funny comments. If you follow those people with those reactions, stop following those people.
Stop following.
They're not giving you anything.
You gotta love the internet
of value or benefit.
They just like to yell in an echo chamber.
Loud noises. Yeah. So we're going to have not a whole lot of storage. I was holding on to a sliver of hope that game sizes were going to get somewhat smaller. And well, no, that's just not the case. They're not really getting any smaller at all unless you buy a Series S and don't have to worry about any 4K assets. Otherwise, your Call of Duty file is still probably going to be massive. If you buy Call of Duty on PlayStation, it may be the only game you play because it might take up the whole damn.
If you buy it on Series S,
that's it.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. So with that, we have AIBs making storage for both these systems. You have Seagate with this little nifty little hot swappable drive, 1 terabyte coming in at $229. It's about what most people were expecting.
Nope.
Storage is expensive.
It's not what most people were expecting.
If you knew what you were looking at, if you
it's
were
what
actually
informed people were expecting.
Market
yes.
on NVMe storage and the prices of terabyte drives at the speed that we're talking about, this is about the price. We had the Samsung Evo 970 and 980, which are NVMe PCIe generation 4 drives. They just announced their 1 terabyte and it's running $239, and that's what people are expecting will be compatible with Sony.
Right.
We don't know yet because they have not released what drives will be compatible or whatnot. The beauty with that is that you'll be able to find some vendors that are not Samsung and don't have to pay for the Samsung name. So you might get some coming in at just under 200. but I'm expecting 200 to be probably the norm for a terabyte drive that'll actually work with the PlayStation. So that is a pretty significant additional cost to add on to an already significantly priced system. It's optional, totally optional. If you're like Kevin, you're not buying one of these. You're just going to delete.
So have 1 or 2 games, delete it, and keep playing another one.
I mean, I'm kind of the same way. I really can only play one game at a time without becoming completely lost on what the hell I'm doing every time I jump into a game. So I usually play one game and to completion, unless it's Destiny. I'll leave that on the hard drive. But everything else, I pretty much will. Once I'm done, it goes into the void. I'm not going to come back to it. Like Ghost of Tsushima, I platinumed it. What else is there left to do? There's no reason for it to stay on my hard drive. Goodbye. So you have that. So these optional things. But if you're somebody like Donnie, who is the buffet gamer and wants to sample a little of everything,
I like seeing all my tiles. It makes me happy.
That's just clutter.
I got all these custom groups on my Xbox. I got indies, I got shooters, I got multiplayers, I got my favorites, I got back and pat, I got apps. I got all these different categories.
We're gonna go and put you on an episode of Video Game Hoarders, all right? Because this is just ridiculous, sir. You've got a 4 terabyte drive full of shit.
I have 8 terabyte drive on my Xbox One X, and it has over 4 terabytes of stuff on it.
Right.
So you know how you see those guys that have like racks and racks of games? That's going to be Donnie with hard drives. Just racks and racks of external drives full of the entire library of games.
Maybe.
I mean, if you're buying a Series S, this is definitely odd.
It pushes you real close to,
Just get the X.
I think it's smart on Xbox. It's smart on Xbox to do that. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of people who are really upset. They're like, how is the memory card almost as expensive as the system? It's like, that's what a sweet deal you're getting on the system. Like, it's so funny. And maybe I'm just like fanboy there, but like, I feel like that's the immediate takeaway. It's like, look how awesome this system is that it costs just a little bit more than the memory cards, because that's how expensive the memory cards are.
To me, it just makes it look like it really is supposed to be a companion box.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
They were smart. So,
I'm a mix between Donnie and Devin here. Like, I'm trying to reserve my game space, but man, oh man, I love installing games. Like a lot of them. Like PC, I have games in like 4 different launchers. And
you know what's the difference? We do Game Pass. Last night I plugged into Game Pass and downloaded like 4 things I wanted to play. I was like, yep, let's do this and that and this and here.
Yeah, you should see my Xbox Game Pass app. Like, I have at least 20 games in there. Like, man, like I can jump into one of these games and just have a good time for a little bit. And then, if I ever want to go back, and then, I don't know, I just have it right there. But with these prices, man, that's not going to be an option for me in the beginning. I am not paying $220 for extra 1 terabyte of these external Seagate memory cards. And that's just me, though, right? Like,
well, see, that's the beauty of Xbox. You don't have to buy that drive. You can just use your regular external, still have all your games installed, and just switch them. Just bring it over when you need it. It might take a little bit of time, but it's less than re-downloading the entire game.
That's true.
And if you have an external SSD, or if you get one of these PCL 4.0 with a case, if you do those through USB, the speeds difference seem to be minimal. And I'm wondering if Xbox will ever actually allow people to run games off of an external if it meets that speed criteria. I don't think so. I think that's the whole point of the proprietary slot. I think it can, though, because at least the load times are like the exact same.
For backwards compatible games,
it's like, right? I understand it does have to come through the gate of the USB, but once it gets through the gate, it still has the full performance of the velocity stuff, it seems. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's just not
for backwards compatible stuff.
Maybe that's
it. I think for the backwards compatible, because none of those games were written to take advantage of the velocity stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
I think when you're coming to the new gen games, like, that's not going to be possible because they're written to work in a certain way that only works from the actual internal drive without going through the USB gate. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that you'll ever be able to run them that way, even with an SSD running
I'm never going to run old stuff on the old drive anyway. That's why I bought the expansion card. Nobody wants to run it off the old drive. You see the new stuff? And
you do. You're getting a PS4, so
Grand Theft Auto 4 gets to run at 60 frames and locked in, and like it loads up in like 3 seconds. Like I'm never ever gonna play off of my external drive. I'm just gonna move everything to the internal the entire time. So yeah, that's why I got the expansion. I knew I was gonna get the expansion. Like I had to. Yeah.
I think I think more people are going to buy these than people think, because once they see that speed difference and you try to go back to playing on the next external, you're just like, oh God, no.
You'll only move things back and forth so much before you get tired of doing it.
Unless you're like me or Kevin, you just play one thing at a time. And it really doesn't matter.
Kevin like fights tooth and nail to save $1, so he's not going to do it ever. He's like, nah. I'll wait 16 minutes every time before I want to play something, moving it over to this drive. I'm like, I'm never going to do that.
Yeah. It'll be real interesting just to see how this actually plays out. I mean, I can't wait to actually see some of these actual next gen game sizes. Like I'm not talking about like the stuff we come out now. I'm talking about the stuff that's really next gen only. Because like Watch Dogs, Valhalla, outside of smart delivery, I'm just wondering what those file sizes are actually going to be like until we actually start getting into games that are just made specifically only for next gen, that are only coded to take advantage of the SSD. What those file sizes will actually look like and how much smoother the games run. Like I think things are only going to get faster, to be perfectly honest. Once they start taking advantage and knowing how to work the system a little bit better, I think things will get even faster. And it's just going to be like, you're not going to ever want to run anything off an external. You're going to want to have everything internal or on one of these hot swappable drives, which is also awesome that it's hot swappable. So I can take my games to my friend's house and plug them into his Xbox and just sign in and we're good to go. Or take them downstairs to my Series S, plug them in, hot swappable, good to go.
Or if
can't say the same for you, PlayStation.
If you're somebody like me, or if they come out, one thing that I was really hoping for, I was actually, and I think the sticker shock would have just scared everybody. I wanted to see bigger sizes than a terabyte. So maybe in a couple years, if they come out with a 2 terabyte or a 3 terabyte, you can, we used to, you can have multiple memory cards. So you could have, half your games on one and half your games on the other, and you could literally just pop it out and pop it in and keep playing.
Now that you're going to have to be pretty organized. You're going to have to make sure, what games are in what memory card, I think. I don't know. Maybe even 3.
Put the sticker. You have it like, I remember PS1, I had an RPG memory card. I had a sports memory card. Like they were labeled.
I would just imagine that it's got to be on one of the two. So if it's not on this one.
So you're like, all right, let's check the, okay. It's
the
one.
Donnie's not going to have multiple. He's just going to find the biggest one he can buy.
That's exactly right.
Call it a day.
SSD.
I would love to if it could. And the people that sticker shock in these prices, like the SD cards were as or more expensive than these. As a Switch player, you have to own a micro SD for Switch. You have to, I think, if you actually want to play, half of the games, you've got to have one. And I have 500 gigabyte cards. I think I paid about the same price for those, maybe a little less for either one of them. The terabyte SD cards are this expensive or more.
A terabyte's insane.
Yeah, so it's the people with sticker shock. I was really surprised by. I just didn't know what they expect. I had several folks. We talked about this with Kevin 4 or 5 episodes ago, and we had somebody who wrote in. They were like, "It can't be more than $99." I was like, "That is insane. That's never going to happen."
Look at the prices of these SSDs, man.
Barely get a regular SSD for under a terabyte, regular SSD for under 100. Not to mention an NVMe. You're smoking crack.
Yeah. It was people were really just, I guess, uninformed or expecting too much, or maybe they expected these companies to subsidize them or something. No,
I think most
you don't take
people
losses
look at
on
it as
accessories.
They look at it as an accessory, and you typically don't have accessories that are half the cost of the system. So I think that's part of it. Like nobody was expecting. It's like almost buying a controller for $250. That's why people look at this. It's just like a memory card for me to save my stuff on, right? So I think that's part of it. And like you said, it's just the uninformed. Like if you actually follow this type of stuff and you see hard drive prices and you know what the typical cost of an NVMe is, and this doesn't come as a shock. But for the uninformed, this is like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. But once you get down the line and you've already had the system for a while and you're not adding it on top of already purchasing the system, it doesn't hit as hard. Like if you purchase the SSD a year down the line, 6 months down the line, it doesn't hit as hard because you're not also dropping $500 right now for a console.
Right.
So,
yep.
I think in the long run, it's going to be fine. People aren't going to balk at the price later on. It's just going to be like, yeah, I need more storage. I don't feel like deleting a bunch of stuff. It's the era of convenience. Let me get this additional space, have all my stuff, be good to go, become a hoarder like Donnie, and just have all my games.
Well, PlayStation sticks should come down faster in price than Xboxes. I don't know if there's plans for Xbox to open it up to other providers yet, if it's just Seagate.
It seems proprietary to me, yeah, for sure.
Seeing that's proprietary, I imagine it won't come down too fast at all. That'll just be the price for a while.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I did mention to Garrett in the chat room when the news kind of came out about the potential for these. There seems like there might be an issue with heat on these SSDs, that they do run hot. And I was wondering if the PlayStation solution, considering that you're taking these, they're not enclosed and they don't have something like that, if that's something that might factor into how many of these SSD sticks get certified. The fact just making sure that the heat requirement is the same and that the cooling system works if you have another one in there.
Well, all NVMe's have heat spreaders, so I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Okay.
They have heat spreaders already on top of them, so, and I'm imagining that there's probably some kind of internal solution as well. So the slot you put them into, so like on a motherboard, for example, you have some older boards that just have the slot, and there's no cooler that goes on top. So it just depends on whether or not the hard drive slot for the additional NVMe on the PlayStation actually has like a heat spreader that goes on top of an already existing heat spreader on the drive.
Yeah.
Don't know, but I wouldn't imagine it to be an issue because, like I said, most of the drives, like pretty much any NVMe that you buy, has heat spreaders on top to already deal with that. So
is the PlayStation 5 circulating air like the Xbox? Like, is the whole thing like a vacuum where it's pulling air out?
What?
We don't know.
I don't know.
We have no idea.
Sorry.
We didn't see the inside of this PS5, right? Xbox has that nice animation.
We have
of that fan and the GPU all come together in that one simple box, and then you see PS5. Here's outside of it.
We have not gotten a teardown. We don't know anything about how the thermals work. We don't know how the cooling system works. We don't know we don't know anything.
That's right.
That's what it looks like.
But people say they have like that liquid cooling whatever thing, right? Isn't that a rumor with the PlayStation 5?
Sure.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
No clue. There's no teardown. They haven't said anything. We literally have no idea. We don't even know how the extra or the additional drive works. They said there'll be a slot inside for it. I don't know how that works. Am I going to pull off a side panel? Is there a back that I pull out? No clue.
A huge slab of plastic you just take out, and then there's your slot.
Yeah,
maybe.
I imagine just the side panel just comes off. That's my guess, but I have no clue.
Well, we'll see. I'll probably buy another SSD next year, probably late next year. That's probably my goal.
I wonder if Sony will allow you to actually buy a 500 gig. Like, do you have to buy a terabyte? Or can I buy a 500 gig? Can I buy a 250? Like that's the one thing that I think is PlayStation has, is the fact that since it's not proprietary, you may have a wider breadth of options. Right. It may not cost as much to get, but I have absolutely no idea. That's all just pure speculation. So, damn you, Sony. And kudos to you, Xbox. If you had games I'd want to play, I'd probably have
all the games.
Just like all the Bethesda games.
All the games.
Skyrim.
I said games I
Doom,
want to play.
I know you want to play all that.
Wolfenstein.
I don't.
Halo. Gears.
No.
Doom Eternal.
Hellblade.
No.
Hellblade.
None of those games
Studios.
I actually want to play.
Hellblade.
I tried to play Hellblade.
So damn good.
I wouldn't know because the Game Pass version of the game is absolute trash.
What?
Absolute trash. Yeah, it doesn't. You can't change any of the settings. It just doesn't run well.
Play it.
So that's the thing about Game Pass. I'm not. What Xbox?
I'm not going to listen to you just crash on Game Pass here, okay? I don't want to hear it.
No, I'm not crashing Game Pass.
No.
I'm crashing
here's
the
the
app
argument.
that you don't like anyway.
I do like the app. I do. Elaine doesn't. I like it. I think it's fine.
Okay, the Game Pass app on PC.
I told you that when it was in beta like a year ago. I was like, oh, this is a clean... to me, the Game Pass app is like what I want when I think of like PC launchers.
That's your fanboy talking. That's your fanboy speaking.
Dude, I hate Steam's launcher. Steam is a mess.
I don't like Steam's launcher either.
It is a mess over
I don't
there.
like Steam's launcher.
It's like
GOG launcher
on purpose.
Yeah, it is. Exactly right, Garrett. It is a mess. So when I open up the Xbox launcher, I'm like, okay, these are Game Pass games. They're broken up by genre. I got little tiles to click on. Yeah, this is good. I understand it. I'm with it.
If only
it's got a search bar, like Stadia. It's got a search bar, like it's good. I don't have high expectations for a launcher. I just want it to look clean and understand where things are. In Steam, I don't even know where things are. I don't know where to go.
Even with where things are, that's a problem with the Game Pass launcher because it doesn't even allow you have to do a whole lot of stuff to even have access to where the games are actually stored. It's a mess. And like I said, it's not the regular like Steam version of the game. It's a different version of the game that sometimes don't work right. So for example, with the problem I was having with Hellblade was you can't resize it, you can't change the resolution, you can't change any of the settings. None of them actually stay. So once you change the settings, it doesn't actually change them. It just stays. So it only works at whatever the native resolution of your screen is. And if you want to change any of the settings to tweak it to make it run better, then none of them work.
I didn't have that issue at all with like
a window.
Ori or anything that I played.
Ori ran fine. I only have a problem with Dishonored 2, a problem with Hellblade. So just it's hit or miss. It's just really weird.
It is. So. But with No Man's Sky and then also Fallout 76 on Xbox Game Pass app, I don't know what's going on. They're not running well on PC. And then I go to Steam, downloaded there. Everything was working fine. I'm wondering, is some form of install file path that's happening, some overlap between those both versions?
Probably.
Those are the only two that been really a miss for me. Everything else, like all the indie games and then Age of Empires and the RTS games that I play on PC, totally fine. It's fine. So,
yeah. This last minute of conversation is making me my brain hurt. I just have a box, download the game, play it. It works.
Yeah. It's because you don't want to tweak with anything, but it's okay.
It sounds awful.
There's a box for you.
This whole episode sounds miserable. The damn graphic cards are failing. Desktops are failing. Patches come out limiting. You're talking about file paths. Like, this is all terrible.
For you.
Again, Xbox.
Joy, I love it.
You unplug one box, you plug in the new box, it keeps working. You plug in your hard drive, it keeps working. Like, it's amazing over here.
Yes, it is. I want to tweak. That's just me. I like to play with things.
Yeah.
This is a game tech show. We're about the tech, bruh. Not
the
just
tech
easy.
working for us, not us working for it. Like my tech is working for me to make my life better and easier.
Both ways. Goes both ways.
You play game tech. Ways. I play games.
Playing Game Pass. Change your name, Johnny. You're playing Game Pass. You're not eating the hype. You're playing Game Pass. Let's be real.
I'm eating all the hype.
Yeah, you are. Jesus Christ.
TV, man. Dolby Vision.
My TV actually does Dolby Vision.
That's awesome. Yes. Now we're talking. Now you need a console that can do it.
Even if I had a console to do it, it's not going on the TV. I don't play on that thing. I can't play on TVs anymore. It's so weird. I can't do it. It's just wrong.
You're so elitist.
I've been conditioned. It's not even elitist.
No, it is.
I wish I could play on my TV.
You're like an artisan beer person. You're like, you can drink regular beers now. I've got a
IPAs,
Yeah,
IPAs,
yeah.
yeah.
I just.
Yeah. But it has to be flavored, right?
If you want to be one of
juice,
the commoners, one of the lay people, I guess you could do that.
Yeah.
If you just want Corona Light,
you sit right in front of your television. Oh God.
Oh man,
that's it. That's what it sounds like.
Monitors can be really nice.
The Finer Things Club.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the PC Master Face is.
Pretty much.
It's okay. It's okay, Donnie. I'm coming to your house one day. I'm going to fix all your crap. All right? You have a dev for this. It's fine.
That's true.
All right, that is going to do it for us here at Game Tech. This was episode 6. We're almost there, We hope you learned something new, got excited about some tech, and are ready to enter into the new console cycle. I know we are.
37 days.
So I want to just take this time to give a huge thank you to our patrons at the producer level, Mr. Edwin Callow, Barry Cathcart, Josh the Bonesar Baboni, Chris McElfish, myself, Kyle Hyman, Paul Calico, Michael Masick, Nick Fall Harbor, Rob Emanuel, Root Days 93, and our newest patron, Mr. Grouchy Surge.
Also BMox.
Without you guys, who?
BMox.
Oh, BMox. That's right.
He joined, and I haven't updated the notes yet. He updated.
What a fail, Donnie. Great job.
I didn't fail. I got it in here. What are you talking about? This is a fail. This is an assist.
Update the stuff.
I'm not here like Nash dropping dimes. What are you talking about?
Steve Jazz. Oh, God, that's a whole conversation right there. But anyways, without you patrons, all of these shenanigans like this show would not be possible. So thank you so much for that. Anything you want to plug, Donnie, before we get out of here?
Oh, we're going to play... What are we playing tonight?
Among Us.
Among Us. So yeah, so if you're hearing this and it's not yet like 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock or whatever we're playing tonight, we're playing that game tonight. I still don't even know what the game is or how to play it, but we're playing it.
We're getting voted off, don't worry.
And then Decade of Horror. Decade of Horror continues to roll along. We've released several episodes already. If you guys are in the mood, it's Halloween season. If you're in the mood for spooky stories and scary movies, we have an entire podcast that are running through the very best of the best that you could have watched between 2010 and 2020. A Decade of Horror. It's on the master feed. It's got its own solo feed. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at A Decade of Horror. And I hope you guys really, really like it. I've had a lot of fun recording. It has been an absolute blast recording it. And we're almost done recording, actually. So we stashed a bunch of episodes leading up to the launch. So episodes are going out. Patrons get a week early. And then everybody else goes out a week later. And then we're almost done recording. It's kind of sad. It's been tough recording them all and preparing for them all. A lot of movie watching, but I'm going to be sad when it's all over because it's been so much fun doing it.
Oh, spooky time where it's the season, so this is perfect. Spooky time. What about you, Garrett? Anything you'd like to plug before we get out of here?
I'm good. Pretty much. Go vote.
Yes.
It's your civic duty.
That's a good plug.
If you're an American, please go vote.
We may not have to vote. We may just have a winner.
Maybe.
It might just be
some dark times here. Okay.
You might just win.
Peak 2020. God.
Ooh. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So, yeah, like Garrett said, if we have to, go vote, please. Do it. In the year of our Lord 2020, get your ass out and vote.
I mean, that would be like a good thing, kind of, right? It would save people from having to go vote, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a good thing. Like, we all need to vote, but it's a scary thing to actually go stand in line and vote.
Do a mail-in ballot if you can. You have to apply right now. And
hope they don't trash it. Or
my application was denied.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine was approved and got through. Maybe because I'm a northern state, though.
So I have to go vote.
Jeez.
Oof.
Bless you.
These are some times we're living in.
I'm going to wear my papper from work. I have like a hazmat suit.
Yeah. Get a good shield around. Duct tape it to your shoulders, okay?
Oh, we're going out and voting in outbreak times. This is ridiculous. Looking like the movie Outbreak, you're walking around to vote.
Talk about pre-orders. Like, we don't have an app that we can take votes yet? What the hell is wrong with people?
Well, that would just be fraudulent. We can't do that. Vote via app. Oh, my God, the hackers, the bots.
As somebody who works with elections, I'd have so much more faith in a system online than our current system.
So antiquated, man.
But then they'd have to use your system, Donnie. That'd be the thing.
I'd have more faith in my system than their ballots, than their paper stuff. I'd have so much more faith in my system.
Oh, God. Could you imagine Florida with that? just no, God.
Peak Florida.
Oh, man. All right, yeah, so for real. That's going to do it for us. Please feel free to follow us over at Game Tech Pod on the Twitters. Tune into all things PSVG at psvg.blog and at PSVG over on the Twitters. And with that, may all your K's and P's be bright, your frames glorious, and your flops powerful. We're out.